Testing, 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 testing. I'm your tired midnight blogger. What blogs in this case? At 11:35 sharp. I see there are 4 people. I hope I haven't scared you away. But at least I haven't waited a half an hour and realized I hadn't hit the go live button. All right, so far we have JPRPH1 in the chat. Thank you very much for your prayers, your love, your support. I know you are also going through some interesting things. I am praying for you, sir. 100%. The movie that I'm going to present today is the cartoon of Animal Farm, which I think I had heard of it before, but I read the book as a teenager, and I really loved it. And if I'd have been smart, I would have reread it for this presentation. The long and the short, George Orwell, whose other classic, 1984, is a dystopian cautionary tale letting us know where we may end up going if we don't watch out. Well, he also wrote, for lack of a better term, kind of a fairy tale of the Russian Revolution. And he does a really great job with it, and a cartoon was made for it in Mr. Londell's Groovy Movies, who, if I was smart, I would have probably either invited on here or something, has put that cartoon in his channel. So you can either go to his channel and watch it there, or you can go to my Cosme, where I will be presenting it. Whichever is easiest for you. And probably anyone that doesn't start from the beginning will find it easiest just to follow along on Cosme. But I'm sure Mr. Londell would appreciate some views. So whatever works for you. As we all know, I know we've talked about it on this channel, the Russian Revolution had a great amount of hope, but a dismal amount of actual good stuff for people. It was great for the Communist Party, and yes, oh no, why is it doing that? I do have a Cosme link. I thought I had shared it in the chat, but I guess not. Oh, well, okay, let me get it in here. Oh, that's why it's doing that. I see. Okay, hold on. I don't want to leave the current room. I want to, there we go. Someday I will figure out Cosme. There we go, Cosme link. I'll give you guys a few minutes to get in there. Select the media. Okay, it's still up. Ready? I won't start it just yet. Maybe. There we go. Okay. Just wanted to do that. Okay. All right, so we have Anonymous Hedgehog. Could be JPRPH1, John Pontanero, but I think probably someone else. But hello in the Cosme chat to the Anonymous Hedgehog. Thank you very much. We're going to get started here in about maybe 5 minutes. Words and pictures. Hello. I am presenting today Animal Farm, which you likely know is on Mr. Londell's Groovy Movies. So if you want to give him views and me views, you can watch along on his channel, or if it's easier, you can watch on Cosme, whatever works. Hold on, guys. I'm going to stop the... Actually, no, I'll leave the soft crone music going, but my phone is letting me know that, oh, by the way, it's time to stream. So, hold on a second here. I did a little bit of work today because I'm going on vacation and I didn't want to leave my accounts in a bind. And it's kind of When am I not discombobulated? All right. I've scared everyone away. Ha ha! Huzzah! Okay. So once again, Animal Farm. It is the allegorical, maybe that's not the right term, allegorical fairy tale-ish thing that George Orwell brilliantly wrote about the communist revolution in Russia. But it is indeed a cautionary tale. Now, the JPRPH1 says it's best thumbnail ever. I don't know about that, but I really wanted to incorporate. Ren Gill has a song called Animal Farm, and part of the background that's going on in that video is the animals have basically taken over, and they're torturing the humans, and they have put up their rules for what their society is going to stand for. Of course, the principal rule is that 4 legs good, 2 legs bad. And essentially, well, it won't be a spoiler, but the pigs end up taking over because they're much more intelligent and much more ambitious than all the other animals. And they come up with lots and lots of slogans. And most of the animals repeat them, but especially the sheep. The sheep are very fond of all that. Okay. So, giving you guys a few minutes. I've got a couple of people. I think I will stop the soft prune music. Take a sip of the water. Somebody's left a comment while I did that. What is being said in here? Oh, people are saying hello. Excellent. All right, so let's begin the wonderful cartoon. Let me know if you see it. Oh, an anonymous penguin is there in the Cosmic Chat. Hello. Hold on. Let me pause this for just a second again. Somebody is trying to contact me. Let's see if it has anything to do with the stream. If it does, I will respond to that. And if it doesn't, I will start the movie. Sorry about the wait here. All right. So hello in the Cosmic Chat, Anonymous Hedgehog, Anonymous Penguin, and JPRPH1. I know in the YouTube chat we have Words and Pictures and JPRPH1. So let's begin the movie. Y'all let me know if the sound is adequate. In my end, it seems a little bit loud. Let me know if that's too soft. JPRPH1 has been promoted. He is no longer a hedgehog. Excellent. I had never seen this cartoon. I read the book as a teenager, but I had never seen the cartoon until Mr. Lundell's Groovy Movies, which is where I am streaming it from, so that he at least gets one view out of this, hopefully. And it's a beautiful representation of the book, like all fairy tales. Trying to think. Yeah, it reminds me of the Selby farm. Looking through IMDb here. This is narrated by Gordon Heath. Seems like I've heard him in something else, but can't think what it was. The animals still have it better than most corporate farms. Big jerk. And the sad thing is, capitalist though I am, revolutions often happen because the people in power kind of have it coming. I used to raise hogs. Yeah, there's a friend of mine who identifies strongly with Boxer. I kind of do too. All too often, I've been like Boxer the horse. Are we at least 8 minutes in? I might have an inappropriate comment here. Make sure that the Haitians don't find those geese. Words and pictures. The animals are given a loud voice by the expression of their body language and facial expressions. That's right. This cartoon is actually really well done. I'm kind of sorry I'd never seen it before, but I guess better late than never. Yeah, before modern immigration policies, the animals were actually safe. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Am I racist? The biggest problem with our society is pig supremacy. Thank you. Thank you very much for the laughter. Oh, Mr. Jones. Yeah, song doesn't work in this context. Bah, bah. Mr. Jones needs a ham steak. Sudden, Suddenly, I'm hungry for pepperoni pizza. A lot of rhetoric going around about eating the rich. And the trouble is, it's based off of real grievances. I mean, these are legitimate grievances of the animals if they were sentient. But what's the answer? And that's the rub. Sound familiar? JPRPH1 is making a meatloaf right now with sweet Italian sausage as we speak and ground bison. That's fantastic. While I kind of feel sorry for the animals, I don't feel sorry enough to not eat them. Maybe that makes me a bad person. I don't know. Oh no. Major said his last words. That's kind of graphic for a kid film. I guess the major of our revolution would be George Washington, Thomas Jefferson. They warned us too, overthrow the tyrant, but don't adopt their evil ways. And we listened for a long, long time, but I guess we're going to turn deaf ears to it now. Dang, think of all the sausages Mr. Jones could have gotten out of Major. What a waste. And at least the crow can get fat. Haven't seen the reboot. Don't hear many positive things about it. The tired blogger before most of his streams. The sounds that go on in the tired blogger's head. The first recorded strike was Egyptian workers. They weren't being fed. So they basically told Pharaoh, hey, if we don't eat, we don't work. I don't think that one ended well for hardly anybody. Get him, boxer. Don't use your strength for Mr. Jones. Use it for the revolution. Vive la revolution. Uh-oh. Our masters are not pleased. This is what you get for questioning COVID policies. Oh, I meant the disease that shall not be named. This ain't good. What did I do? I can hear it in Mr. Jones' mind now. I kept you fed and warmed all this time. Why are you mad at me? Tyrants never understand. Like Mr. Garrick on DS9 said, everyone thinks they're the hero in the story. Even the villains? Oh, especially the villains. All right. So the United States people are revolting. They're voting for the wrong people. They're reading the wrong stuff. It helps them from other nations. And actually, the historical context was Russia, and it was accurate. We actually sent troops into Russia to help the White Army. And sadly, the White Army fell to the Red Army. And that's all there is to say about that. Not many people about that. There's a song going around about please don't eat my pets. I should have listened to it before the stream so I could sing it. Don't eat my pets. Don't eat my pig. Cassie would never do that. See, this is why we got to take away their guns. They don't use them responsibly. Get him, boxer. Stay out. Little something for the ladies. Oh, no. Yeah, we've got rid of all the websites that remind us of the lies we've told in the past. JPRPH1, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. That's it. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. I did look into it last night, just stick in my feeble, chronic fatigue laden mind. No, don't throw away the scissors. And their well was now full of lead poisoning. They all died of it. The end. Great movie, huh? A Beltane. At the end of H.G. Wells, in the days of the comet, they took all the paperwork for the accounting because money was no longer going to be a thing. All the accounting papers, all the old contracts, and they burned them in a great Beltane fire. Such a beautiful book and so completely unrealistic. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Animal flow. I'm in the mind of a cannibal king, where chaos and anarchy roam. And trouble is bubbling under the skin. Bah, bah. Vote for my candidate. Bah. Yeah, that's got to seem pretty barbaric. Give them more bread and circuses. Yep, that'd be horrifying. Well, looky there. We found something useful. They can't have it. It's all mine. Hey, look at the puppies. I have an awful idea. An awful, awful idea. I haven't been playing with memes. What's wrong with me? For some reason, the meme maker isn't giving me what I would like. Here we go. You're welcome. And Napoleon, he knows what's good. He's got it all figured out. No, puppies are right out. You don't need to be in here. Get out. It's my place now. Yeah, here we go. I think a lot of these rules end up in Ren Gill's video. The wings count as legs. There we go. All sounds so good. David Riley Plus. This cartoon is Animal Farm, and well, it's essentially a cautionary tale written by George Orwell, the author of 1984. Napoleon. Milk the cow, keep out the devil. Well, I guess I got to go back to work. Nobody else can do it. We used to have one of those. We hadn't used it in probably 80 years, but we used to have one of those on the farm. Old, rusty. I wonder if we even would have worked still. All animals are equal. Even an ugly duckling. Meh. Four legs good, two legs bad. Hee haw, hee haw, hee haw. I used to be more like Boxer, but I think now in my old age, I'm more like the donkey. Hmm. Yep, that's the way pigs do. Actually, seems like the book was a little more grim than this, but I guess they did have to show more of the pleasant things so that if kids were watching, they wouldn't howl and scream in terror. I must work harder. I must work harder. I must work harder. For some reason that reminds me of the weird cult building and the horror movie Midsummer. Words and pictures. Shame I'm called away. I'm enjoying your stream. I'll be back. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, sir. David Raleigh Plus looks like it was animated by Walt Disney. I don't think so. Who did animate this? But you're right. It does have the look and feel of it. Looking on IMDb to see if it'll tell me who did it. Oh, sometimes IMDb just makes me sad. Imagine that. Oh wow. They they don't say if a company made this or not, but it was partially funded by the CIA. So for what that's worth, heck, I guess it served their purposes back then. We were fighting communism. Now we've embraced it. Yeah, right. My master gives me lots of milk and pets and lets me eat all the mice. I got it good. Yeah, this was Orwell's allegory about all the surrounding nations. You know, the Russians spread all their propaganda. We've got a paradise out here. Yep. And that was the danger because nations where things weren't going well, that's where the Russians actually took hold pretty strong. I mean, Cuba's still communist. Vietnam's become more capitalist, but North Korea, they're still communist, more so than the Russians or the Chinese for that matter. Still plenty of communism in China and still plenty of autocracy in Russia, but we aren't exactly free ourselves. So, oh, big mistake. Oh, yeah, I'm more like the donkey anymore than boxer. He has an abacus. Moo. Two legs bad. Yeah, Napoleon, he is wickedly brilliant. David Riley Plus, just check the IMDb page. The producer is the CIA. Isn't that interesting? I still love the story, though, even if it was funded by evil, horrible people. Huh. Oh, boy. He has plans for freedom and liberty. Throw him against the wall. Against the wall. Edgar Allan Poe had a story called The Conqueror Worm. I think we should change it to The Conqueror Crow. Excellent. So you got to ask yourself in our current debacle, who is Snowball? Who is Napoleon? Not going to answer the question for you. You got to ask the question, I think. He was a Russian asset. I know. I said I wouldn't do your thinking for you. Yes. And it's almost the exact same plan. Does that sound like anybody? Actual footage of the pyramids being built. I think that he did do some narrations for some Disney films. I must work harder. I must work harder. And you have to ask yourself, who are the pigs? Who is Boxer? Man, there's a song that I love. It's Oliver Anthony's Rich Men North of Richmond. There's a parody version of it. Um, Basically, it shows the contrast, I'll put it that way, between the haves and the have nots, the managerial class and the worker class. Good meme, John. I tried to find some memes for this cartoon and I can't seem to. There's a lot of other memes about animal farms, but not this cartoon. The pigs were working for the National Institute of Coordinated Study Experiments. Nice for short. But no animal shall sleep in a bed. No animal shall sleep in a bed with sheets. Does it sound like the alterations that we sometimes find on the internet? I probably just sound crazy, but think it's interesting that videos I could find 5 years ago either can't be found or distinctly different from my memory of them. No marmalade. Something's got to be done. Makes me wonder how Jones has been making a living. Evil capitalists. I can't remember if it was, I think it was Lenin who said that they were going to sell the rope to the capitalists that we would unalive ourselves with. Ziggy Piggy, Ziggy Piggy, Ziggy Piggy. And Cassie would be trying to beg for pets and treats. Of course. Yes. Just like when it was under the capitalists. Wait a minute. This wasn't why we fought the revolution. Yeah, well, Major's gone, isn't he? Dark shadows. Oh, who can it be now? Who can it be now? I can't remember. There was a local advertiser in Oklahoma used to have a song. You can talk turkey for chicken feed, but a little bit of scratch is all you need. No, can't have my eggs. Yeah, your reproductive rights were only worthwhile when we were equal. Now you're going to reproduce the way we tell you to. Uh oh, the peasants are revolting. Oh, they're going to get it. Oh, hey, there's chat going on. Hail Orville Nation! Thank you for showing up. I am playing the cartoon Animal Farm, which is George Orwell's cautionary tale, roughly based off of the Russian Revolution. And yes, Orville Nation, I hope everyone is doing well today. There are Russian assets among us. And they all look like chickens. And they taste like chicken too. They're a threat to democracy. Reminds me of the torturer from Braveheart. Do you confess? We're all Russian assets, sir. I guess IMDb says that a lot of parents were upset with this film because they were expecting, something Disney esque. If you've read the book, you know it's really not very Disney esque. No animal shall kill another animal without cause. I love how the animals are moving in that weird kind of goose step sort of thing that a lot of totalitarian nations adopt. I mean, it's not exactly like that, but similar enough. Well, now that we've gotten people normalized with being killed for treason, now we're going to normalize censorship. At least America has been more humane. It's been the other way around. We're normalizing censorship. Surely we won't do the other one later. Surely not. Mr. Jones is not screwing around. Oh, and you probably already noticed, Orwell Nation, there's a Cosme link. Um, if you can't see it, I should have pinned it to the top. How about a little fire, Scarecrow? It's quiet. Too quiet. Here, piggy, 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 piggy. Bilbo wouldn't put up with this stuff. I must fight harder. The old Napoleon's hiding up in the barn house or the farmhouse instead of fighting. Typical. Ooh. Well, for a minute, he looked like Mustache Man. Playing spin the bottle with the pig was not my idea of a good time. You know, that dynamite can't be legit. It doesn't say Acme on the side. Run away! Run away! And stay out. Oh, victory in booze. Oh, boxer. All that work they put into that windmill. Yeah, the farm fight. Everybody was farm fighting. Their hooves were fast as lightning. It's good to be a pig. They have more food than they can even eat, while the other animals are just barely surviving. Frankly, they did better under Mr. Jones. Oddly enough, a lot of those little pigs look like him. I wonder why. That's what happens when you keep working on an injury. Oh, they were actually nicer to Boxer here than they were in the book. Still, similar principle. In the book, Napoleon sold him to a glue farm when he couldn't work anymore. Cloudy with a chance of thunderstorms. Yes, sir. Poor Boxer. Oh, I don't care. And before his injury, could have kicked his way out of that. Now he's too old and tired. Ah, there we go. We got glue. We know better than that. Hey, Dad Man walking. Checking in at halftime in an early football game and cleaning out mom's house. Oh, cool. Thank you for showing up. Cosme link is up at the top if you want to watch a little bit of it. I think we're on the last 11 or 12 minutes. Animal Farm, cautionary tale. Basically, the Russian Revolution turned into a animal fable. Yep. There it is. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. Truly the dawn of a brave new world. Uh, John is saying on 1977, Pink Floyd put out an album called Animals. The album's concept was inspired by George Orwell's Animal Farm, a political fable about a farm where pigs take over and oppress the other animals. And Dad Man is saying hi to Words and to JPRPH. Dad Man Walking probably will just lurk a few here, still working, hadn't been on YouTube, wanted to support. Thank you very much. You're very kind. Very kind, sir. All right. Pig supremacy. I wonder if the cartoon will end the same way the book did. The dogs are all too drunk to fight. Yeah, the cartoon ended a little differently than the book. Although I guess there is a couple of minutes left to go. Yeah, a totally different ending. The book, the pigs had made alliances with the humans, and when the animals tried to revolt, we just gunned down the ones that tried to revolt. So I guess the CIA did not want that ending. We want the happy ending where the good guys win. And look, the Young Turks. All right, there it is. Animal Farm. So let's consult Wikipedia because IMDb doesn't I don't feel like it has quite enough. Animal Farm, as you see, is a 1954 animated drama film produced by Hallis and Batchelor, funded in part by the CIA. Also made changes to the CIA made changes to the original script. It's based obviously on the Animal Farm book by George Orwell. Maurice Denham provides the voices for the animals in the film. The rights for a film adaptation were purchased from Orwell's widow, Sonia, after she was approached by agents working for the Office of Policy Coordination a branch of the CIA that dealt with the use of culture to combat communism. Although a financial failure, taking 15 years to generate a profit, the film quickly became a staple in classrooms across the United Kingdom, the United States, and Australia, Canada, and New Zealand into the 2000s. Oddly enough, I had never seen it before Mr. Londell had put it up on his channel. And if you want to see it again, if you're silly enough to want to watch this on replay and watch it with a cartoon, that's, I think, the best place to watch it if you don't have a physical copy, is on Mr. Londell's Groovy Movies. No, that's not what I wanted. We already watched the show, so I won't read the plot to you. After Orwell's death in 1950, his widow Sonia Orwell sold the film rights to Animal Farm to film executives Carlton Alsop and Ferris Farr. Unbeknownst to her, they were actually undercover agents for the CIA's Office of Policy Coordination, which was funding anti-communist art for E. Howard Hunt's Psychological Warfare Workshop. Hunt chose the March of Time newsreel producer Louis de Rochemont and his production company as a front organization for production. Now, how can I get the CIA to front some stuff for me? Man. De Rochemont agreed so he could release frozen pounds earned from ticket sales of his previous film Lost Boundaries, which were required to be spent on film productions staged in the United Kingdom. John Hallis and Joy Batchelor were chosen to direct because of their work on documentaries produced by the Marshall Plan and the British Ministry of Information. The CIA also distrusted American animators and illustrators due to the Red Scare and the Hollywood blacklist. Hallis and Batchelor hired John F. Reed, the sole involved American, as animation director from the Walt Disney Studio, and that might be why it does feel in a lot of places like a Disney film. They also hired a team of 80 animators from Rank Organization's disbanded animation division. Despite their background, Hallis, Batchelor, and the animation crew were kept unaware that the film had been initiated and funded by the CIA. That's crazy. Hallis and Batchelor were awarded the contract to produce the feature in November 1951. It was completed in April of 1954. Animation was done in London. Camera work was done in Gloucestershire. Hunt would later say the film was carefully tweaked to heighten the anti-communist message. Now, the thing about Orwell, even though he was brilliant, he also was a socialist. He was one to his dying day. He thought that capitalism was a terrible thing, but he also felt that the communism and the way socialism was usually implemented was not the answer. Like a lot of my friends, he kind of felt that hopefully someone besides the Russians could do it better. I don't know about that. During production, de Rochemont, acting on behalf of the CIA, had the film rewritten from the original novel's plot by Philip Strapp and Lothar Wolff to end with the other animals successfully revolting against the pigs. In the original book, they failed. The pigs won. Batchelor strongly opposed the change, although Hallis later defended it. Frederick Warburg, original publisher of the novel and a former MI6 agent, wow, learning a lot here, also served as a consultant, suggesting that Old Major be given the appearance similar to Winston Churchill. I wondered if they did that on purpose. One proposed scene would have shown Snowball in exile in a tropical country where he would be visited by a benign-looking pig who would suddenly reveal himself to be one of Napoleon's dogs and tear Snowball's throat out, emulating the assassination of Trotsky. The CIA investors were allegedly initially greatly concerned that Snowball was presented too sympathetically in early script treatments, and that Batchelor's script implied Snowball was intelligent, dynamic, and courageous. A memo declared that Snowball must be presented as a fanatic intellectual whose plans, if carried through, would have led to disaster no less complete than under Napoleon. De Rochemont subsequently implemented these changes, making Snowball more dominating and officious. The investors also wanted the film to draw a distinction between the good and bad farmers, this being attributed to their concern that the film could offend American audiences involved in agriculture. They insisted that Jones should be shown as the only bad farmer, with the other human antagonists being farmhands, and that the film should show more sympathetic farmers shunning Jones. The investors wanted it shown that not all animals had cause to revolt, which resulted in the addition of a sequence where some animals on other farms are seen dismissing news of the rebellion. Much of the pre-release promotion for the film in the United Kingdom focused on it being a British film instead of a product of the Hollywood studios. Scenes from Animal Farm, along with the 1954 TV program 1984, which I believe you can also watch on Mr. Lundell's Groovy Movies, were featured in The Two Winstons, the final episode of Simon Schama's program The History of Britain, broadcast June 18 of 2002. 4 decades after the release of Animal Farm, Cold War historian Tony Shaw discovered, through looking at archives of the film, that the CIA had secretly purchased the rights to the film. So if we had played it on here, if we got a copyright strike, it would probably have come from the CIA themselves. The CIA also altered the ending of the film so that the pigs who represent communists were overthrown by the other animals on the farm. Film critic C.A. Lejeune wrote at the time, "I salute Animal Farm as a fine piece of work. The production team have made a film for the eye, ear, heart, and mind. Matthias Seiber's score and Maurice Denham's vocal performance have been praised specifically. Denham provided every voice and animal noise in the film. The animation style has been described as Disney turned serious. The movie holds a 69% score at Rotten Tomatoes based on 13 critic reviews. Some criticism was leveled at the altered ending, with one paper reporting Orwell would not have liked this one change, with its substitution of commonplace propaganda for his own reticent, melancholy satire. Yeah, I love the rest of the film, but I don't really love the ending. I get it, I do, but I don't really like it. But I love the rest of the film. It still makes the point, especially if you read the book. You can kind of see through the propaganda. In 1954, Harold Whittaker, one of the film's animators, adapted the film into a comic strip published in various British regional newspapers. The band The Clash used an image from the film on their 45 album single English Civil War. Animal Farm was released on Super 8 film in the 70s and received several home video releases in the United Kingdom and in America. American VHS releases were produced by Media Home Entertainment, Vestron Video, Avid Video, Wham! USA Entertainment, and Burbank Video. In the United States, the film was first released to DVD by 2002 by Sterling Entertainment Group, under license by Estate of Halas and Batchelor. Universal Pictures Home Entertainment released the film on DVD in the United Kingdom in 2003. In 2004, Home Vision Entertainment released a special edition DVD of the movie in the United States, also licensed from Halas and Batchelor, which also included a documentary hosted by Tony Robinson. That same year, Digiview Entertainment released a DVD of Animal Farm, and because the film had received a Super 8 release in the 70s, and possibly due to it being released through Distributors Corporation of America, Digiview had assumed that it was in the public domain. Halas and Batchelor still owned the copyright. filed a lawsuit against Digiview. Hollis and Bachelor's Estate won the lawsuit. Digiview filed for bankruptcy later that year. In 2014, a 60th anniversary Blu-ray was released by Network Distributing in the United Kingdom only. So there you have it. Everything you wanted to know and more about the cartoon Animal Farm. Okay. So let's start the soft prone music, and I will thank everyone while we watched our Saturday morning cartoon. I may eventually just do the silly, fun ones that we all grew up with. I've just been in a serious vein. I hope that's okay. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned a little bit. The more you know, all that stuff. Let's thank everybody in the chats. I have some of the best chat people in the verse, I think. But we were all a little bit quiet because we wanted to watch the film. Blast it. Okay, so thank you very much, JPRPH1. You're very supportive. Your prayers, your friendship, the information you share, it's all very much appreciated. I hope you enjoyed this. Words and Pictures, thank you for showing up. I know you're a great supporter of Mr. Lundell's Groovy Movies. I hope all of us are. If you haven't ever gone to his site, please give the man a visit. He's been monetized, but he worked his tail off getting there. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And please maybe watch, there's a ton of things on there well worth watching. If I were really bright, I would give you a link to his channel. How about that? That's almost like I was a professional-ish YouTuber. All right, Mr. Lundell's Groovy Movies, to whom I am subscribed. I'm going to leave the link in the channel. There we go. That way y'all can actually do so with some convenience. David Riley Plus, thank you very much for showing. I hope you enjoyed the cartoon. I know it's a little bit grim, it's a little bit serious. It does have CIA propaganda. But hopefully we're all intelligent enough to be able to find the relevant truths underneath all that propaganda. Orville Nation, wonderful advice that you give, wonderful support for the incredible show of the Orville. I think I'll leave a link to your channel as well. Orville Nation. Or at least I will if my freaking computer will cooperate. No, it will not. No, it won't. No, it won't. It will not. Do. Orville Nation. There he is. I think most of us are subscribed to him, but just in case you're not, please take a gander at his channel. Subscribe if you would, please. He's a wonderful person. Watch a video or two. Maybe visit a live stream. Wonderful person. And Dad Man Walking, another. There's so many wonderful channels here. Let's leave a link for Dad Man Walking. I actually usually go to the streams that Mrs. Dad Man Walking does, not because I'm a sleaze person, but because I'm often working and yet I'm still able to put a stream on in the background sometimes. And so usually when I do, I have Mrs. Dadman Walking on because it's very positive and just really, really full of kindness and heartwarmingness. So yes. But do also take a trip to Dadman Walking. Subscribe if you'd like. Watch a video or two. I'm seeing on my For You, it says Dadman and the Gang, Buck Rogers in the 25th Century Review. That looks like it would be very cool. Let's also give some love to Mrs. Dadman Walking. There we go. If nothing else, I'll promote the people who are supportive of me. So there. John Pontiero, thank you very much. Oh, thank you. You're very kind. You're very kind. And awesome way to spend the afternoon. I appreciate the effort. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I'll keep doing these at least for a while. See how they go. See how people like them. Yes, John. Not to mention the Sashi food spot that's on Mrs. Dadman's Walkings is awesome. And so is Sashi. He is probably asleep, and I'm sure it's a well-earned sleep. I know the man works hard. So, all right. Thank you, everyone, for showing up, watching a little bit of this. I'm going to end with my usual spiel. I may need to shorten it, but for now, I'm going to continue with... It's been said that life is pain. This movie sure as heck demonstrated it, though it did soften the blows. And anyone who tells you differently is likely selling you something. And I am, in fact, trying to sell you something. I'm trying to sell you on the idea that liberty is better than tyranny. Freedom is better than slavery. You are, in fact, smart enough and wise enough to be able to run your own life. You don't need governments or big corporations telling you how to run your life. You should, in fact, submit to legitimate governments that you have had a hand in choosing and that have demonstrated that they have your best interests at heart, but you should not submit to tyrants or bullies or believe their lies or their gaslighting. Lastly of all, please know you are not going crazy. You are going sane in a world gone mad. Thank you for watching the presentation, and have a wonderful Saturday. Later on, I will be on the panel with Charlotte Nightstar. Let's see if I'm smart enough to get that link into the channel. Yes, she's doing a stream of the first half of Blue Velvet. I have agreed to be on the panel. She is awesome, very creative, a young talent who writes a lot of music and fan fiction appertaining to Kyle MacLachlan, who she has a devastating crush on. But today she's going to be playing the first half of Blue Velvet, which I have never seen. I don't know if I will be as entertaining as she's hoping I am, but I will do my best because she's swell. And JPRPH1, she wore blue velvet, la la la. All right, I'm going to call it a stream. Thank you all very much, and have a wonderful Saturday.